Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again from the OREI team with an overview of the UHD-EXM 500 Pro-RX HDMI receiver. This accessory can be used with the original kit to further expand the number of remote destinations that you can distribute your HDMI media content to. The original kit provided a single transmitter and a single receiver, which meant it was a one-to-one relationship. Adding a second receiver allows you to distribute the same HDMI media content to multiple locations at the same time, up to 400 feet away. The product fully supports 4K ultra high definition media content at up to 60 frames a second and is both HDMI 2.0 as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant, which means it's going to work fine with all of your display devices. The product also provides audio extraction capabilities that will digitally separate the audio from the media stream being sent there and allow you to pass that along through an optical SP-DIF connection to a soundbar or home stereo for better quality audio. Finally, the kit also includes an infrared blaster that can collect up the remote control signals from that secondary location and pass those back over the LAN cable to the primary location where they're rebroadcast so you can effectively remotely control the content from that secondary location. Now, as part of this overview, I'll do a quick unboxing to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then I'll take a closer look at the receiver and explain the connections and indicators so you understand how to use it. I'll list the features and functions this product provides, and then I'll come back and do a short demonstration to show you how simple this product will be to use with your own equipment. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open up the box, you'll find the receiver. You'll find a single 5-volt 2-amp DC power supply. You can simply plug this into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a barrel connection on it, which plugs directly into the back of the unit and provides all the power you'll need for operation. You'll find an infrared blaster receiver. This plugs into the unit, and this picks up the remote control signals from that secondary location. You'll also find a bag that has a set of brackets that you can use to mount this unit up off the ground and out of the way, as well as an RS-232 connector for the front of the unit in case you want to send RS-232 connection signals between the two locations. Finally, a full instruction manual is also included that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and a lot of other really good information about this product that you'll need to understand in order to use it correctly. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the unit, I'll list the features and functions, and then I'll do that demonstration. The kit includes a single receiver which features a full metal enclosure, and that makes it incredibly durable and helps to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the sensitive electronics inside. On both sides of the cabinet, you'll find these ventilation slots that are really designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find mounting holes on both sides that can be used with the included bracketing kit to mount this module up off the ground and out of the way. On the front of the unit, starting on the left, you'll find a power indicator. When you add power to the unit, it starts an internal power on self-test, and when it passes that test, it'll light that power LED, letting you know the unit's ready to use. To the right of that is a status indicator. When you make a connection between this receiver over your network to the original transmitter, that connection is checked, and once it's been verified, the status LED will come on solid. To the right of that is an ARC indicator. This product is ARC compatible, and if you're using equipment that adheres to that ARC standard and it's connected to this receiver, that ARC indicator will come on. So under normal operation, all three of these should be lit. To the right of that are two 3.5mm ports that are used with the infrared blasters, IR in and IR out. In the case of the receiver, you'll plug that module into the IR in right there. To the right of that is an SP-DIF optical connection, and that's used with the audio extraction capabilities. If you'd like to take advantage of that, it's fully explained in the manual, but you'll connect from here to your audio equipment. To the right of that is another button labeled Enable ARC. If you're using ARC equipment, you'll tap that. That'll turn on the ARC functionality and the LED will come on. To the right of that is a connection block for RS-232. If you're going to send RS-232 signals between the locations, that's where you'll make that connection. To the right of that is an upgrade port, and that's used for updating the firmware on the module later on if needed. You'll simply connect this to your computer. You'll move the firmware file over to the module to complete that upgrade. On the rear of the module, starting on the left, is a reset button. You can hold that down for a few seconds to reset the module if needed. To the right of that is a LAN port. That's where one end of the CAT6 or CAT7 cable to your network is connected. To the right of that is a single HDMI port labeled HDMI Out, and this connects to whatever monitor you'd like to use at that remote location to display the content. And finally, to the right of that is a DC input port, and that's used with the included power supply. You'll plug that power supply into a wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it, which plugs in right there and provides all the power you'll need for operation. The OREI UHD-EXM 500 Pro-RX is compatible with most modern HDMI media devices, including computer systems, game consoles, media players like Apple TV, streaming devices, and digital projectors. The product's features include full support of 4K ultra-high definition media content. It is an additional receiver that can be used with the original kit to further expand your distribution of the media content. It is both HDMI 2.0 as well as HDCP 2.2 compliant. It provides 400 feet of extension between the primary and secondary location and offers local loopback and ARC audio extraction capabilities. Now I'll show you how you can easily increase the number of remote locations that you're sharing the same content with if you're using the OREI UHD-EXM Pro 500-K kit by adding an additional receiver. Now the first thing you'll need is a 1 gig switch, because right now this kit is set up in a 1-to-1 relationship with a single transmitter and a single receiver, and they're direct connected together. You need a way to expand those connections, and that switch allows you to do that. So this switch is an 8-port 1 gig switch. You'll also need an additional receiver, which I have right here. Now for this demonstration, I've already connected a small media player up to this monitor and I'm looping a video. I've also connected the transmitter to the monitor and to the media device, and I'm using the loopback function so I can enjoy the content here while I'm sharing it with this remote location. I've got the original receiver here and the transmitter here. This is the second receiver. Now the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the LAN cable and plug that directly into the switch. And then I can connect remote receivers up to the switch and share that media content. And to do that, I'll need 2 more additional LAN cables. These have to be CAT6 or CAT7. And if you have an existing network, you can just plug it right into your network now. And the reason it's 1 gig is because this product can support 4K media content at up to 60 frames a second, so it needs a lot of bandwidth across the network. And once I plug those in, the transmitter now notices there are 2 receivers. It's starting to negotiate the best possible quality image for those remote receivers. It takes a second for that adjustment to happen, and then you'll see the images pop up on the screen. We've already got one on the bottom, and there's the one on the top. So what you're viewing here is content from a primary location that's been converted into a signal that can be sent over a LAN cable through this 1 gig switch to both of these receivers, convert it back into an HDMI signal that can be displayed on these monitors. And the nice thing is, they can be up to 400 feet away from the original location. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the OREI UHD-EXM 500 Pro-RX HDMI receiver helpful. This product is a great accessory to add to the original kit if you'd like to distribute that single HDMI media stream to multiple remote locations at the same time. The product fully supports 4K ultra-high definition media content, just like the original kit, at up to 60 frames a second, and it provides 400 feet of extension between the primary and secondary locations, as well as being HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 compliant, which means it's essentially plug and play with all of your modern media gear. It even includes audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio from the media stream being distributed and allows you to pass that audio along through an SP-DIF connection to a home stereo or a soundbar for that theater experience. Finally, the kit includes an additional infrared blaster that will pick up the remote control signals from that secondary location and send those back digitally over the same LAN cable to the primary location, so you can essentially remotely control the content you're watching. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.